Hello everyone and welcome back to The Last Remnant. This is a bit of a story. I recorded an episode and then I didn't. So I missed out this whole side quest. And because of a few things I had to play back through a bit of the game. So this will be inconsistent with my current setup in the Let's Play. So yeah, this probably doesn't look the same as what I was using last episode, but we're going to be doing a quest for this bossy man. I don't know what quest we'll have done at this point, but let's go. Yep, we got those from a bunch of people. Got the 3 godstones. I think it's love, wisdom, and something else. Power, wisdom, courage? No, that can't be it. Okay, there's a great tower in the desert? Okay, I'm game. Into the Great Sand Sea, go east to where the spear leads. I don't even think you're supposed. So here reflect the truth. We're advised to not take your eyes from them. Okay. Yeah, okay, we'll just go along with what he's saying. Okay. I've been sent on some quest that we are not given all too much information about. It's just go finish things. And here we are in the Great Sand Sea, my favourite place. With all my favourite enemies. Deathclaws. Because that's a happy enemy name, isn't it? Oh well. What we needed to do is go down into the actual Sand Sea itself. The Searing Cauldron. I mean, there's only 2 areas. Upstairs and downstairs here. And we need, I believe, to go over to this area here. What we will do. And it's a long walk as usual. With lots of doggies between us and there. Not much to do on the way, really. It's just one of those times where you gotta walk. It's one of those things. It's like, it's nice to have a big area and all in the game, but when that big area is just like, when it's just travel distance, it just becomes annoying. It loses its charm, whatever charm it did have. Yep, so we're in about the right place. So that's right. I want to go around this, I believe. I think this is the right place anyway. I've gone lost so many times in this game. I doubt it really matters. Yep. And there's a tower of 4. Now this area can be a bit difficult to navigate that we're going to. Welcome to... It'll pop up on screen. Mulia Tello. Got no idea how to pronounce that properly. Flow Mellow Tower. That's my best guess. What we want to do right away is we have 3 choices of direction. We want to go this way. To the east. Wait. Yeah, to the east. And we want to take this teleporter up ahead. We don't really need to fight anything right now. As usual, I'm going to avoid showing pointless fights on screen. Well, and I try to do that by trying to avoid getting into fights which you don't really need to get into all too many fights in this game. Now, the way to proceed from here is to the right, but the way we want to go is to the left, as usual. Because to the left is where we'll find the map. I went through this in the previous recording I did. I went through this whole thing without finding the map. And I think there's like 3 maps in this dungeon. So that's map 1. If I zoom out, you can see all the other places. And one of the places I want to get to, let me zoom in, is over here. And that requires me to go through the center path. Now I could go on through here and get all around here and stuff, which might actually be necessary to get the second map. Actually, I think for now, despite the fact that I want to explore everything and find all the good treasures in this place, I'm just going to go on the route that I think is the main route and do a few diversions here and there, nothing too major. I'm just going to go straight through here. I'm going to be checking the map a lot to make sure that we're not missing anything, forgetting anything, or doing anything silly. Okay, nothing much in here. Right. I'm just checking for treasure chests left in the, like, that annoying treasure chest that's, as you go through the door, it's to your left or to your right. And it's just, now here's a detail that I want to show you. But damn, these guys are in the way. I'll cut this. And that fight was a bit of a pain, but not that big a deal. And this is what I actually wanted to talk about. Chapter 1, the beginning. Gonna have a lot of reading this episode or episodes, depending on how many we have. And yep, I love a good story. The woman warrior, Flaumello, passed through the great desert with a single spear as companion. Along the way, she found an oasis. Okay? This green blessing within the barren desert sat at the foot of the Remnant Tao Tai. You know, the big insect thing that is in Baltarossa. Thus began the kingdom of Glennis. That's interesting. We have a companion named Glennis. But that's not all. There are those spread out throughout all of this tower. And I'm gonna try to find them all and read them all for you. Because that's one of the most interesting things about this tower. This is a piece of the ancient history of this world. Okay, here's a treasure chest with money in it. It's not exactly the best treasure you've ever come across in this game, but it's still money, and money's money. You need it in this game. But I'm gonna have done something later on that's gonna have made me a lot of money. Or at least enough to get by easily. And we have some therapists in here. I don't know what this is. I can't remember if there's a morsel in here or not. But that's just an heirloom pot. And we're done with not this floor, but this floor of this tower. We're moving on over to here. We're going to do a bit of checking around that way, and then we're going to proceed upwards. Right, I don't think we'll have a map, but I have a good idea of where to find one. We're still on the tier of doubt. So what I'm going to be doing is I'll be heading back the way I... And there's nothing there. Okay.
Damn.
Okay. I'm just getting into battles. Right. After that little mishap, let's keep going. I do have a tendency to get into fights a bit too much. I mean, I could be using the super speed mode to get through. Oh, and there's a rare, but we're not going to fight it because I haven't. I don't know where it stands on our rare hunting list. But anyway, that is one rare we can find in here, so that's a note. But I have been getting into a few too many fights in here, haven't I? And there is a treasure chest down here, kind of what I was anticipating. And there's one of them there. Okay, we get some age stuff, which has its uses. It's generally speaking for making special items later in the game when you can afford to do customization. And here's the stairs up to the next level. Welcome to the Tier of Pride. We do not have a map for this area yet, and I do believe that there is a map around here somewhere. I actually believe it may be through that wall. Oh, hey buddy, that's a Colossus or some giant variation. Actually, I think it's a yeah, Barbarossa. I've had to hunt a fair few of them after this point. Like the hunters was available when I was doing this for the first time, and I didn't do it. No, that does not lead to where I want to go. In fact, I do not know. Actually, it may. It will lead forward in terms of progress. And the quest. But
Right.
oh well. All we know is we're in the Tier of Pride. I believe we're now in the West Tower. The second floor of the West Tower, so that's one thing to take into account. Right, there's nothing over here other than a diving point. Can't remember what sort of things we can get here. Rough
Okay,
Goblin
later.
Stone. Red oil. Oh yeah, this is where you get red oil. And with rough. I'm not gonna hope for too much. This isn't exactly the best. Then again, I'm not really interested in gathering things at the moment because I've already been through here, done this, looked for stuff and not found it. But I do believe that I need to continue down this way because I believe this might just be, yep, the second map. Okay. Now we can proceed upstairs through here. Of course, it won't lead us to everything we want. There's no bottom tower here. You just skip over to there, where you can go do stuff. And yeah, I did want to get up to. You see how you can go in near the middle on the left and go up and to there? Yeah, I wanted to get there because you can go in there from the Tier of Doubt. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to proceed along with the main route to the top for now. Oh, and here's a digging point, so what can you dig up?
Okay,
Nothing?
later.
Nothing's good. Actually, I discovered a feature of this game that I didn't even know about until... Yeah, this. The lock-on. You can lock onto
Come on
things.
out.
I didn't even know that was a thing until I found it out by chance.
Okay, later.
Emerald crystal, not that great. Anyway, back to what we're doing. Avoiding demons is what we're doing. Because demons are big and scary and very much killy. They would kill us if given the opportunity. Okay, this one's a coward, so just walk on by him. And we can go up to the next level, which is a tier of value, I believe. So we haven't explored exactly, and no map for this area either. We haven't exactly explored a whole lot of these towers so far. We've just proceeded along the main path, and we've probably missed a bunch of stuff. But I will get around to most of it, I think. Or at least all the treasure. At the very least, I'll get around to all the treasures. This leads towards here, which I don't believe contains anything. Oh, contains a treasure chest and money. Well, money is of value. It's none of the value we're after. What do we have here?
Come on out.
Because I don't have
Okay, later.
all my information, and we're getting into a fight, so I'll see. There's not much threat in those enemies, but I thought I might as well just say there's not much threat in fighting those enemies, and there's not all that much extra strategy that has to go into it. So there's not really much that you're missing out on by not seeing these fights. And I am gonna hope that this leads where I want to go.
Right.
Because until I find the map for this floor, well, whoops. Okay, managing to sort of sneak past that guy. I say sort of because I don't really and I believe we're actually at our goal. Yep, this leads us to where we want to go for the quest. So we'll go there, and we'll probably find. And I'll show that there's, other teleporters to here. So I'm gonna save, but not over, not over this one, over another one, because that's what I go back to if all of this fails. Anyway, we're gonna go through this door. I'm just gonna check my recording settings for a second. They're all right. Okay. Right, and this is what it wants us to do. It wants... There's something special here. There's these candle... I can never say that word. Candelabrum. Yeah, candelabrum. And... offer thy love. So, we're offering the godstones to them. And let's do it. First love. Power. But... Next. Wisdom. Okay. Yep, wisdom. That's sort of blue. Alright. And this one is soul. It means courage. I probably made this joke the last time I went through this. But this is more blue than the other one. And now we can step on this and we'll be teleported. To face the boss of this area. It's a Mantro Skylo. It's a Mantro Skylo. this one. And I'm gonna have Dave's Union try to do nothing. What do I have? Cyclops. That's great. Great way to start this off, actually. I'll try have them and these guys spread out a bit, and potentially just take care of this stuff as quickly as possible.
Cyclops!
Because while summoning Cyclops is good and all, it doesn't mean we engage all of our units. But it uses Cyclops, so that's
We
awesome.
shall stop them here! Ah! What's this?
Good effort.
I am basically trying to go for the big boom boom attack with Dave's Union. So we want to use something like Gay Bulg or Blackout, which we have right now. And we definitely have in the other footage and well, my other save files
Are you all right?
that I'm using for this Let's Play. There's a lot of them. They were all made during this Let's Play. Well, except for the ones that I made as just that I've actually made some save files for some bonus videos that I'm gonna put up after the Let's Play. All about it's mostly about what you can get from New Game Plus, even though it's technically not gonna be in New Game Plus.
Size isn't everything.
Okay, we have 90. Can we? Do we have anything good that might? Come on, dude. Doesn't look like we have anything that'll. Yeah, I'll just leave them as is. Have these guys try to take out a Union. Have everyone just try to stay alive and take out enemy Unions. That's all we're gonna do.
Yeah, you did it.
And it's going fairly well. So there's not really a lot to this fight.
Hang in there, all right?
It's just basic enemies, nothing all too special, no boss. Like the boss is basically just a normal enemy, just powered up. I mean, we've seen all of this stuff before, layout.
Thank you. A strong one,
Good
huh?
We've seen a lot of land and sector before. They're just, you know, the trash enemy that just gets annoying after a while. What I am doing is I am currently having Rush use the weapon you get for the Quest Fiery Revolt, the one-handed sword. I'm using there's a two-handed sword, which is
You wanna
also
play?
what I use. I do that for quite a bit of the game after this point with a weapon you get in this dungeon, which we haven't gotten yet. We'll get it when we come back to... Ooh, that was nasty. When we come back to clear up this dungeon. They're not all too busy, so they can bring someone back. They can keep their HP up. Combat arts should work just fine. And hopefully Colossus will deal with most of our problems. Because that's all we need. Just Colossus dealing damage and we're fine.
Here we go!
I'm only half serious about that, of course. Because while Colossus is good and all, he's not exactly gonna win a fight on his own. He's gonna take a lot of damage for you. Stop enemies from dealing damage to your unions, but he only does okay damage.
Don't be discouraged.
And the vacation herbs restore, yeah, all this stuff just... This is really just a basic fight. Will you do all the things you've done 100,000 times before? Now, if I could just... That might work. That might work, and... Boom, and... I'm trying to get black off... not black off, blackout off, like, this late in a fight.
Good.
Oh, and there's Dragon Tail. Being awesome. I don't know if I'd learnt it already in what you've seen so far, but I may have. I may not have. Then again, I learnt it when I went back through and played... No, I think previously I learnt it in the Fiery Revolt, which we've talked about a fair bit in this. And there's Blackout, which will take out that one other enemy union and should deal a fair bit of damage to them. Yeah. Though this thing has a fair bit of health. And doesn't actually do that much. But we can flank attack it, which means it's gonna be so easy.
Nothing to do but fight now, is there?
This should just manage everything just fine. I think that may have been a lucky side attack. If we just deal a lot of damage, this guy should go down easy. Although it'd be nice if we could just stun him or something.
Lord David!
Oh, I think Dave just went down properly. Just him though, so that's no big deal. Anyway, back to what we're doing. We've just got one enemy to take down now, so that should be... Yep, that clears up Dave. And we use Bone Crusher, which would be nice since its bones are on the outside. And as usual, we're gonna probably be relying on Rush's overpowered moves. It's a very bulky enemy, this one. So, well, it's not really gonna do all that much for us to try take it on the way we've been taking it on. That probably doesn't make much sense. Oh. What I'm trying to say is, it's just slow to take on enemies like this. I am very confused right now when I say things. But it's just slow to take on this sort of enemy. When it's just a normal enemy, just bulked up. And it can get... And it's these parts of the games that are actually quite boring. I mean, I enjoy this game and all, but there are parts where it's just like, why can't the boss be a little more unique? Is the one thing I'm wondering. And like you've got your unique bosses, but most of your bosses are just generic, which is really kind of sad. Anyway, it'll go down this turn probably. Might even go down. Yep, I guessed right. For once. Now, what's the dialogue up ahead is actually quite interesting. It tells you a fair few things. Although I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm gonna let you just get what you can from it.
I've gotten a little stronger.
Lots of growth, but that's not gonna matter in the next video. Well, or at least the one after that. We get some components, and in 1,000 years' time, my flesh has rotted, my memory faded, my heart has become hard as stone. Yet a piece of him remembers me still. These stones stand as proof of that. Of the simple knowledge I remember the feel of him, warm like morning sun against bare skin. Having felt that once more, I can rest forever. Yes, as my soul disappears, the curtain can finally fall on the kingdom of Glennis. I no longer know the words to thank someone, yet thanks that I extend. This is kind of contradictory, isn't it? To you who taught me that within him, a part of me still lives. Wait for it. Wagger. This actually... I'm very confused by this actually, because this seems to contradict a piece of... Because when you go up this tower, you learn a whole bunch of... If you actually manage to find all of those chapters, which I'll try to find... I may not in this episode, but at some point I'll try to find them. They tell a story. And if this little bit of writing here is anything to indicate, that's a certain character that we know exists. And well, since that character exists, it raises a few questions. And then other information we learn about this character suggests something else. And I have to wonder, what does it actually mean? But we'll get more into that later, once we've seen a few more things. Anyway, well done indeed to me. I didn't explore the whole thing. I didn't even read the whole thing. Yep, saved their soul. I'm great. It is impressive. And here's our reward. A formation, claws grasp. Intermediate customization, which we needed. His Highness the Imperator should be very pleased. That I must take my leave. Take care to remember your true path. This is interesting. This implies that this guy works for the Imperator. Or the God Emperor, but the Imperator is the name of the old God Emperor from 1,000 years ago. So you could just imagine that he's talking about someone who's long dead. Or he's just like saying, oh, this guy would be proud of what you've done. But what I think it actually means is that he's actually talking about the original God Emperor, the Imperator himself, who still lives and breathes. Anyway, this may be the end of the episode, but if it isn't, we'll be going back into the Tower of Formello. If it is, next time, we'll be going back into the Tower of Formello. So, good night, or something like that? Maybe? See ya when I check everything out.